Hello, all sentient beings, and welcome to Transmissions Alt Mode, where we talk all news, comics, and media related to the... Today we talk about all the media news from Hasbro PulseCon, including new games, a re-release of the Devastation soundtrack, and more Rise of the Beasts movie news. Today is Friday, October 29th, 2021, and this is episode 257, Transmissions Alt Mode.
Welcome to Transmissions Alt Mode, the podcast that knows that peer pressuring people into leadership roles isn't always the best way to climb the ladder. I'm your host, Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going?
And Apollo, aka Robo Apollo.
Hi, everyone. Let's talk Transformers.
Yes, you remembered.
I did.
Great. All right. Well, thanks for joining me. This is my turn to host the show. Charles, suck it. You're not here.
I mean, it's taken them like a full week to recover from TFCon.
I mean, I'm sorry, buddy, but this shows if you're just tuning into the alt mode show, I'm sorry, this one's gonna suck. It's this. I don't do a good job at hosting, but I have a good time with it. So buckle up. We're gonna start the show by talking about our Donatreons. We have a great number of Donatreons, and we love every single one of them. You want to become a Donatreon? Have some fun with the rest of us here. Become a Donatreon and contribute to the show financially. We enjoy discussing things with you, and we have a good time with our Donatreons. So become one. That was a good pitch, right? Yeah, good.
Yeah.
We've got a uncut version of Empire of Rust, episode 62, the trial of the century, exclusive to Donatreons. That will be out next Monday, November the 1st. Also,
I'm glad you got that one.
Also, the next episode of Empire of Rust Transmissions collaboration, the Telltale Spark, will also be available exclusively to Donatreons. So take a look, listen for those. Those will be available for Donatreons as well. Right on. Well, let's not waste any time here, and let's jump into comics news. All right, in comics news this week, not a whole heck of a lot. We got some IDW solicitations for the Transformers comics coming out for the month of January 2022. And first up, we're going to discuss Transformers: The Best of Optimus Prime. Yeah, this is a collection that is being released in January that is going to collect 5 individual comics that have been released over a long period of time, going back to the 1984 Marvel series, issue number 24, After Death. That issue is going to be included in this, as well as Transformers from the 2009 series, Chaos Theory Part 2, Transformers Autocracy number 9, Optimus Prime number 29. That's more of a recent one. And then we've got 25. The most recent of all, Transformers from the 2019 series. I believe that's the current series. It's number 6, and that's Orion Pax Freefall. So all 5 of those will be collected in one book, Best of Optimus Prime, and you'll be able to get that in January 2022.
Well, and 2 things. One, if Charles was here, we would ask him what that Marvel issue was all about.
You wouldn't
I'm
know.
guessing it's after he was saved to a floppy disk, but and then the other thing is the Transformers 2019 one that has Orion Pax. It's not Optimus Prime.
It's true. It's true. That's a mistake, IDW. That's a mistake. You should take care of that.
Yeah.
Next for January 2022, we're going to see Transformers number 39. We're going to see Beast Wars number 12, and we're going to see Transformers Wreckers Tread and Circuits number 4. So a bit of a light month actually for Transformers books in January. But yeah, if you're looking for some Optimus Prime stuff, then look at that Best of Optimus Prime book. All right. Well, we're going to move the show right along, and we're going to get into our review for this week. And this week we're going to talk about some Shattered Glass Transformers, Shattered Glass number 2 this week, and that's going to be done by Jeremy.
Yeah, and I just thought I should have had the Steve Austin Breaking Glass music instead of the Transformers thing there for Shattered Glass. But yes, we're looking at Shattered Glass
in
number
the where
2.
Now?
Yeah, I forgot. You don't know wrestling stuff, so never mind. Anyway, Shattered Glass number 2 from IDW Publishing. This is written by Danny Lore, art by Dan Kana, colors by John Paul Bove, letters by Neil Yukitake, editor is Riley Farmer, supervising editor is David Mariette, designed by Jake Wood and Joanna Natali. There are 3 covers here. Cover 1 is an homage of the Marvel US cover for issue number 71, and this is by Alex Milne. Andrew Waldman did the original Marvel cover where like Optimus was basically defeated, and it's kind of homaging where Megatron is in that role here. Cover B has Megatron in front of a defaced Optimus Prime propaganda poster. This is by Andrew Griffith. Retailer incentive cover has Megatron shattering some glass, and this is by Sarah Peter Drochet. And there's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive that I believe it comes with the figure.
Mm-hmm.
It has wings out. Megatron is joining the battle. This is by Casey Collar and Joanna LaFuente. So, Paulo, let's start with you. Which one of these is your favorite?
I really like the cover Alex Milne did. That's the homage. Like I just love all the detail and the facial expression for Megatron in it.
Cool. Daryl, you can't pick cover A.
Oh
no, I'm just kidding. Just how much do you like cover A over all the others?
Listen, the Alex cover is just beautiful. Yes, it's an homage, but there's so much detail here, right? So Alex has done some amazing work. A lot of his original stuff is just gorgeous, but when he decides to just take a previously seen image and make an homage to it, it's just amazing. And when I see stuff like this, I sometimes wish that you could commission a comic book artist or a company. You could get a company like IDW to kind of redo some of those old G1 comics in modern art styles, because frankly, those old art styles they were kind of crap for me, especially those really early issues. So,
yeah,
to look at some of this stuff and think, man, it could look so good. Yeah. And nothing against covers B or the RI. Andrew and Sarah's covers are phenomenal. But Alex is just knocking it out of the park consistently on these homage covers. There's, it's no contest.
Yeah, I have to agree. I liked all the covers, even like the, see which one was it? I think it was Sarah's. Megatron just has a really kind of smooth face, but it's still kind of in the style. I think it works, but especially with, good guy Megatron. All the images are good, but then just Alex's is on a whole nother level. And I put a link in our Discord to the Marvel issue. You can see it on TF Wiki, and it's just all the little things are there, like the putting the badge down, like the Decepticon logo down, and just like the foot of was it? I can't remember who the bad guy was
in the Marvel one.
In the Marvel one,
I think it's Scorponok.
Yeah. So, and
but if you look at the Marvel one, the Marvel one is there's not a lot going on in the background, right? It's just Optimus, the badge, a bit of a rock face, and then the leg, right? The Alex's version, you've got all of those things, and then a shit ton more detail going on in the back.
Yeah, you have destroyed buildings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cables.
Yeah. Alex
it's
decides
amazing.
like he's going to show you what turning it to 11 looks like.
Right.
Yeah, he went all in on that cover.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into the story here. It starts in the Rust Sea with a hooded Megatron watching as Starscream flies in and makes a dramatic crash landing. Megatron greets Starscream by saying that he wanted to be left alone. But Starscream says that he's been nothing but loyal to Megatron before he suddenly collapses. Megatron brings Starscream into his shelter and repairs him. When Starscream wakes up, Megatron asks what happened. Starscream explains that he had a run-in with Blur and the other body scrappers. Starscream then looks around the shelter and notes an old Decepticon poster that reminded him of the first time he saw Megatron. In a flashback, we see Starscream and Jetfire visiting the Senate to try to get funding for their academic work. They see Megatron holding an anti-Imperator protest outside the Senate building, and then they watch as Prowl gets in an argument with Megatron. Prowl tells him that the only way that he gets away with these demonstrations is because of his friendship with Orion Pax and some of the senators. Megatron loses it, grabs Prowl, and dares him to say that again. In the present, Starscream tells Megatron that this was what made him decide to become a Decepticon. However, he didn't see the rest of the day, as Megatron recalls that it was the first of one of his many arrests. Megatron then wanted to know why Starscream had come to see him. Starscream wants help bringing people back to the cause, but Megatron doesn't see himself as an effective leader anymore. In the past, we see Megatron in jail as the door opens and he's being told that he's free to go. Once he leaves, he runs into Orion Pax and finds out that he was only freed because Orion pulled some strings. Orion says that he hopes that Megatron wasn't damaged in jail, even if he might have deserved it. Megatron tries to leave, but Optimus is insulted that there was no thanks. Megatron argues that he doesn't need Orion's help, while Orion says that these protests need to end. Megatron then points to a nearby poster with Shockwave on it and yells that the protests wouldn't be needed if Orion hadn't reinstituted Imperator and used it on Shockwave, who was supposed to have been a friend. Orion counters that if he did have this supposed power, he might want to watch what he says, or he would end up like Shockwave. That's enough for Megatron, and he punches Orion, breaking his windshield chest. Prowl and Chrome Dome break it up and ask Orion if he wants to charge Megatron. He doesn't, and he allows Megatron to leave. In the present, Starscream and Megatron are again out looking over the Rust Sea. Starscream begs Megatron to join the fight again, but Megatron still thinks that his decisions cost the Decepticons the war and that they'd be better off without him. Thinking back to their time on Earth, Megatron remembers trying to defend it and protecting the rarefied energon that was found on the planet. The Autobots fought without regard for collateral damage and eventually attacked Los Angeles. Megatron faced Optimus Prime once-on-one and thought that if he couldn't beat Prime, he could at least become a martyr. However, Megatron didn't die. He was beaten badly and left for dead as the Autobots continued to destroy Earth, and Megatron eventually fixed the ship well enough to make it back to Cybertron. When he got there, he saw that the Autobots had been successful in taking over that planet too. Starscream looks back on the Los Angeles battle a little differently. He remembers a leader that took his troops into battle from the front, saving Thundercracker by blasting Bumblebee with his fusion cannon and inspiring the Decepticons. It wasn't until Optimus Prime showed up that the tide turned. At that point, Megatron sacrificed himself in order to save the remaining Decepticons. Starscream tells him that he was able to evacuate everyone that survived the battle because of that. Now, though, Starscream is tired of hiding. During the war, the two discussed theoretically using Starscream's indestructible spark as a safe, and it's no longer a theory. He has information inside of a spark they can use to awaken the Titans. To be continued. All right, so this was, it's a lot of setup, but interesting flashbacks, I thought, looking back at our known stories of how Optimus and Megatron came up, particularly in the previous IDW generation, with like Chaos Theory and flipping the roles, and just I really like this version of Megatron. And he's just completely beaten down, but just I don't know. I really like how this is going with him and the characterization. Starscream, I love the bits with Jetfire, like them being scientists or I guess just academics here. And then when they get to the stuff on Earth, I think it plays into the early IDW stuff with the Ultra Energon, but also just, what we know from like the cartoons and stuff, but just the Autobots not caring about collateral damage and destroying Earth. I think it's really cool seeing how like we're getting to see like similar situations from both points of view all at once, with like Megatron saying, I did this, and Starscream's like, but you didn't see how that affected all of us. And it's really cool. And then Dan Counta's art, I really enjoyed. He hasn't gotten a lot of.
I thought it was Guido Guidi.
This one, I thought it said Dan Counta. Hold on. I have to pull up my PDF again. I thought I double checked it because I thought it was Guido.
It does say Daniel Kana on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's weird because this looks like Guido Guidi's art.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought he did a cover at one point, but I thought this.
Let's go to the wiki.
This is weird because this doesn't look like. This looks like Guido Guidi.
It says art by Dan Counta on TF Wiki.
Wild. Huh. Okay. Never mind then.
Unless we're corrected, I'm going with Dan Counta.
Okay. Sorry for interrupting.
No, that's fine. Editor Jeremy from the future here. I just wanted to say that Dan Counta did indeed draw and ink this issue. I have linked in the show notes a tweet where he posted about that. So sorry for the confusion, and back to the review. I think the art by Dan Counta was really good. I didn't really see any real issues. I thought the faces were really emotive, and the colors by John Paul were just great. Seeing things like the Action Master colors on Thundercracker were really great. Prowl's colors, just being the greens and the blues, they're a lot of fun to see. And then the Optimus was just perfect with the purples and the greens. And then we get to see how he got that cracked windshield, which has never been explained in any fiction before this. So that was really cool. So all in all, I think it was an enjoyable book. Apollo, what were your thoughts on the issue?
Well, I had similar thoughts to you, Jeremy. Like, this really reminded me of the previous IDW story, like kind of with like, the Decepticons rising up against injustice and whatnot. But, their intentions are good in this. And these are, the good versions of these characters. And I really liked this story and the artwork. Like between the story and the artwork, you can really see like Megatron and Starscream's relationship, and like really quickly get involved in their story and the story of all the other characters. I thought it was really cool that we got to see Starscream spark, which usually most of the time in Transformers, we're seeing, Optimus Prime or like Rodimus, with their, chest plates open, seeing their spark in the Matrix. So I thought that was really cool to see how his, spark chamber was shown. I definitely would not want to mess with this Optimus Prime. He is one baddie in this, and so are the Autobots. They're a pretty ruthless group of villains in this story. But, Yeah, it was great. I can't wait to read the next issue.
Awesome. Cool. And Daryl, what are your thoughts on the book?
Well, I mean, we talked about the last time that we were doing a Shattered Glass book, and this one kind of continued, and I fully expected it to. I hope it kind of slows down by the end of the 5 issues, though. There's so much talking and word bubbles. The fact that there's a lot of dialogue is one thing, but then you're still running this inner monologue, which is just too much. It's too much words. I don't like to read, so that's why I read comic books. And you're giving me
people to talk with their fists.
Exactly. Yeah. So all these word bubbles is just it drives me nuts. There's way too much. The story was fine. I really liked the art. I thought it was fantastic. The fact that Megatron in the present looks like he's been just weathered and he's grizzled and he's just done with everyone's shit, and I love it. He looks great. The art in this book I have no complaints about whatsoever. The fact that it would jump from time to time, it was, the way it was written, it made sense. It definitely didn't confuse me, and I can be easily confused by some of these books. But it definitely flowed pretty well. I liked the look of everybody. It looked very good. Yeah, I guess I would say that sure, there was some action in this book. They all came in these flashbacks, but for the most part, the book kind of was kind of slow. They were just Megatron and Starscream, essentially were talking and reminiscing about old times, right? And then these old times, they just kind of they visualized the memories for us readers. So as far as the story goes, it didn't progress anywhere. Right? Starscream found Megatron on page 1, and on the final page, Starscream was still trying to convince Megatron to join back up with his cause, right? So we're almost no better off than we're the first, we were on page 1, although we know a whole lot more about the past of all of this, right? We got a big info dump in between pages 1 and the final page. So yeah, I mean, this book seemed like a big info dump, and that's what it was. And I really hope that these word bubbles kind of come in shorter spurts here. It's way too much.
Yeah, I can see that. I also did just notice something. It does with the flashbacks. It takes the convention that at least the old IDW continuity did, where the panels are rounded on all the flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a little subtle thing. If you're looking at the page, modern day is square corners and flashbacks are rounded.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. All right. Well, that is it for Shattered Glass, and we'll go on to media news.
There have been some new official G1 Soundwave and Beast Wars limited posters revealed. And there's 3 different versions of Soundwave, and there are 2 different versions of the Beast Wars poster. The Beast Wars version is by George Calsudas. I hope I pronounced their name right. And the Soundwave is by Justin Froning, aka House Bear. So I'm guessing that's a user, their handle on social media. But they're really beautiful posters. So if you can get a chance to get one of these, I would totally get one. I like Soundwave, but these are really cool.
Yeah, it looks like one of the Beast Wars one might be glow in the dark.
Ooh.
I mean, it's just the way that the things are glowing there.
Yeah, it might be. And it looks like that they're available to purchase on the 29th of this month of October. And you can register at More Art Gallery. Looks like the next one we've got is some games news. There is a Smite and Transformers Battle Pass trailer video game collaboration. We mentioned this on the last show, and if this link will open, I can talk more about it. So this is the one that's got like gods and goddesses and mythological figures in it, as well as some Transformers characters. This was revealed at PulseCon. And this is what the announcement says. Hasbro's Transformers arrives in Smite with an all-new Battle Pass. This crossover features 3 incredible Transformers characters as skins for community-loved gods: Optimus Prime, Geb, Starscream, J-Way, and Megatron Raw. And there's a trailer as well for the game.
So these are just existing characters that are skinned that look like the Transformers.
Yeah, and I believe if I saw this on Twitter that Jason Marnocha and Frank Tadaro have reprised their roles as Megatron and Starscreams for this game.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So it's not just a skin; they're actually adding characterization.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that on social media. I'll have to check their Twitter account. So that's exciting that there's going to be voices with it too. I'm just going to do a quick check. These guys post a lot. Wait, here it is. Yeah. So I'm on Jason Marnocha's account. So he is reprised his role as Megatron. So, and and he mentions Frank Tadaro as Starscream. So those are confirmed voice actors for that. Not sure who Optimus is. So if anyone knows, please let us know.
I mean, with those two being the other roles, it could be either John Bailey or I can't remember the guy that did it in Cyberverse and Netflix show.
All right, that's it with gaming news.
All right, and I'll take over for the TV streaming stuff, and we've got some updated synopsis for Transformers Cyberverse Season 4. This has been one we've all kind of been waiting on for a while. Cyberverse turned into one of the best little Transformers shows that didn't deserve to be. And man, it was great, those last 2 seasons. So Season 4 has been we've been waiting on bated breath for it, and we've got a date. So Season 4 is going to consist of 2 television movies titled The Immobilizer and The Perfect Decepticon. It is going to hit the screens of Netflix on November the 21st, 2021. And according to a brochure that TFW 2005 received, they still things.
Who knows?
They still send out brochures. Okay.
No.
This will be the final season of the series, so it's done after this. If you've been waiting for this Cyberverse for a long time, watch it here, watch it a lot, and show your love for the series, because this is going to be it. So there are some descriptions of these 2 shows, The Immobilizer and The Perfect Decepticon. And The Immobilizer, I mean, I'm not going to say anything because it's they're pretty spoilery if you ever look for them. The only thing I'll say is about The Perfect Decepticon is that if you were a fan of the More Than Meets the Eye comic, the James Roberts one, that's going to be your jam. Tune into that one.
Yes.
So, but this show, I mean, it really hit its stride in that Season 2 and Season 3. And I'm looking forward to these 2 movies. So, yeah,
it looks like it's going to go out with a bang.
I think so. And then in movie news, we're going to finish off this segment with movie news. Transformers Rise of the Beast has wrapped primary shooting in Cusco and for the entire film. So the next thing probably will be some edits we'll see. We'll get some news on that, and then might get some reshoots. So you might hear some news about that. It's generally the way things have gone in movie production. And then we'll hear nothing for quite some time, and then they'll start promotion of the series. So that'll be kind of fun. Next, we got during the PulseCon, the start of the PulseCon Transformers bit, they went to the set of Transformers Rise of the Beast in Cusco, Peru, and talked with Anthony Ramos, one of the stars of the movie, and he just kind of thanked everybody for being Transformers fans and confirmed that Cheetor will be in the movie and that Cheetor was his favorite Transformer growing up. So if you're a big fan of Cheetor, it's going to be in the movie. So there you go. You got confirmed 2 Beast Wars characters so far.
We have now 4.
We have 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got Optimus Primal,
Air Razor, Rhinox, and Cheetor, according to the story.
Oh, well, there you go. I wasn't aware of Air Razor and Rhinox, so cool. So that's neat. And the last story we've got from the set of Rise of the Beast is that the Volkswagen van and the orange tow truck have names now. So we've been seeing pictures of these kind of things hanging out in the backgrounds, and we've got names for them now. So the Volkswagen van is a name we've known forever. It's Wheeljack. So there you go. The Volkswagen van is Wheeljack. Not who I would have thought he looked like, but hey, what the hell? It's the Movieverse. And the orange tow truck with Bernie on the side, that's the Bernie Mac reference we all kind of think is what's going on with that. That is Battletrap. So the character that was originally the G1 Duocon is now a orange tow truck in the Rise of the Beast movie. So yeah, so there you go. Those are the 2 latest additions to the cast here of the cast of Transformer characters anyway. But yeah, anyway, that's it for media news, and we'll continue on with the rest of the show here and talk about convention news.
All right, just a quick wrap up here with convention news. TFCon Chicago 2022 has been announced. It is October 21st through 23rd of next year, and I think we are all excited for it to return to Chicago. So looking forward to going there myself, and I'm sure, assuming the world is in a sane state by a year from now, hopefully we will all be there and enjoy each other's company and have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that will also wrap up the show. Apollo, I forgot to mention in the toy show to thank you again for coming on and to plug your stuff. So where can people find you online and commission art if that's available?
Yeah. Thanks for having me on the show. It's always fun. I was looking forward to this today. So if you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RoboApollo. And I do have commissions open. I plan on keeping them open probably until the end of the year. And I'm probably going to close them at the end of the year so I can work on stuff for TFCon. So, but I also just like talking Transformers. So I'm also on the Discord server a lot for transmissions.
Daryl, I kind of jumped over.
Yes, you did. I was going to wait until you went back into it, and I was going to call you on it. All right. Well, as Jeremy said, that is the end of the show. But before we go, I want to make mention of our Masterpiece Donatreons. And we love our Donatreons, as I mentioned at the top of the show. But we got 4 here that are they're extra special. And if you're one of these 4, you know how special you are to me. It's just we're cool, and I'll talk to you guys later. But I just want to make everyone aware of how much I care about these 4 Donatreons. So, John, 4x11 Good, Dinobot Max Minds, Demontech 82, and Septimus Solvane, you guys rule. And how you doing? Talk to you later. Thank you for listening to Transmissions Alt Mode. This has been a show without Charles, and I hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to thank everyone for joining me. Jeremy, Apollo, thanks for hanging out with me and hanging on tight while I crash this bus. It's always fun.
Any podcast you can walk away from is a good podcast.
Agreed.
That's right. All right, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. Want some cool transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. We'll see you next time.